KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready? 104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad man.
Special K.
The big red K. Are you threatening me? I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
We have a new phone number. It is 833-390-5723. That's 833-390-KRBE.
If you try and call the other number that we've been giving out for
Nothing's happening.
20,000 years, it's going to say it's busy and you can't get through.
But we want you to call right now.
833 is the new area code.
If you hadn't, what do you call it? The name before you get married.
Pretty
Your maiden
easy
name.
maiden name.
Your maiden
And you
name.
got married and you
given
had to change it. And it's,
Now, there's no law that says you have to take if you
No, you
marry
don't.
somebody else,
You don't.
take their name.
But did you have a
Traditionally,
cool
you do.
maiden name, and then you got married, and you're like, oh, I don't like this as much?
Because Sam had
Or-
to think about the Olympics with Swanson.
Mallory
She's
Swanson.
killing it.
She is a
Team USA.
beast.
so we won against Germany yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
We're killing it. The next game is Wednesday at 1.
What was her
forget who we're
original
playing.
name? Pooh? Or
Pew.
Pew? Or
P-U-G-H. So what? Puh?
Pew.
Pew?
Some people
Pew,
could
pew.
say
Puh?
pug. Some people say
Pew.
pew. Some people say.
So I think she had an upgrade. But you were mad because
I was just mad
because her husband's a star
yes,
shortstop for the Cubs.
Is that what position he plays?
Yeah. I believe
It's
so.
not that I don't know. I just feel like as a little girl that dreamed of playing soccer in the Olympics, Mia Hamm was my role model, and that was just her name. That was like her given name. And then for some reason, I don't know why, it just irked me that.
Did she
I
change her name?
understand.
Mia Hamm?
No, that was.
Is she still Mia Hamm?
Oh, I don't know. She's been MIA. I haven't done research
Well,
on her.
professionally, if Swanson
been
wanted to
MIA?
change her name to Swanson.
I did.
yeah,
It
you're right.
makes
She's
sense.
I'm MIA. She just hasn't followed her.
haven't
Swanson
followed
is
up on her.
married to which Cubs guy? I don't know his first name.
Dan? was it Dan?
Dansby?
Dansby, yeah.
Dansby Swanson. Okay,
Okay.
so they're both
It makes
professional
sense.
sports athletes.
Yes, it makes sense that she took his last name. I took my husband's last name, but I don't know
How
why.
did you feel
I just,
about that, though? Like, when you had to change your name, how did you feel?
I was fine with it. My dad
Because you
wanted
had a cool
me.
last name.
My dad wanted me to keep so my last name is Given. I'll go by Sam Given on air. Given.
That's not your real name.
No, that is my
And people
real
always
name.
add an S.
But you got married.
But then I got married, so now because of I'm married, it's Olivo.
It's olives.
I know.
It's
I see,
Olives.
I see
Everybody,
Olive.
Eric still doesn't know how to say my last name.
Olivio?
But my dad
Makes
wanted
you
me
want
to
charcuterie.
keep my last name, and I was like, Dad, you have 2 sons. I'm not keeping our last name.
We did have a man call our show years ago who changed his name to his wife's last name.
Whoa.
Because he did not have any siblings. He had a terrible relationship with his father. He said his father was a bad guy and did not want to carry his name on. So he happily changed his name to his wife's last name. But the question at 833-390-KRBE is, did you have an upgrade or a downgrade when you changed your name? Emily is up first. Hi, Emily. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning, Emily.
So what's the name you went from? What's your name now, the last name?
So I went from Dudek, which a lot of people thought was really cool, and they would call me by my last name, just Dudek. Like
Dudek?
Dude.
Dudek? Okay.
Dudek.
Okay.
That's different.
And on my first date, actually, with my now husband, we met on Bumble, so they don't. It just says the last initial.
Yeah.
So on our first date, I was like, "What's your last name?" And he was like, "It's There's a little slogan that goes with it. It's from start to finish. You can't beat a Minish." So last name Minish.
His last name is Minish.
Minish.
Because
Minish.
he presented it to you that way. He didn't just say, my last name is
presented it to me that
Minish.
way.
He goes, from start to finish.
Yeah.
So it's
Hang on,
Dudak to
Minish.
finish.
Can't beat a
Minish.
Minish.
Minish. Not finish.
Well, Minish is fine.
Minish.
Do
So-
people mispronounce
Well, go
that?
ahead,
I can't
Minish.
imagine they do. Are they saying mine-ish?
But how do you got to say, here comes
Sometimes
the
they'll
Minishes?
spell it. They'll spell it with 2 N's, like
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Finish.
Minish.
Unless you're from
But the
Finland.
funny
and you're
part is-
Finnish.
The
The funny part is that at our wedding, my dad really liked the fact that the Minish family has a slogan. So during his speech, he came up with a slogan for the Dudek family, and he said, "What the heck? Why not Dudek?"
That's cute,
So
Emily.
now we have competing slogans.
how long have
That's
y'all been
cute.
married now, Emily?
We've been married for 3 years.
Oh, nice.
congrats.
Well, congratulations. Thanks so much for listening to the Roula and Ryan Show. Have a happy Monday, Emily. Emily Minish from start to finish. I'm remember that.
Yeah,
I wish I had a
remember that
slogan.
ever.
I like it. All right. We have Shannon coming up next at 833-390 KRBE. Hi, Shannon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. We're talking about last names. When you get married and you change your name,
Yes.
was it upgrade or a downgrade from maiden name to married name? What'd you get?
So my maiden name was Sweat, and I think I got a downgrade because he went from Sweat to Troll.
Oh, my
Sweat
God.
to troll.
Shut up.
You're a sweat troll?
Sweat.
Yeah, so when I went to get my name changed, the lady was like, "Do you want to keep it like Sweat Troll?" And I'm like, "No." And then my husband, he's my ex-husband now, and he said I was a sweaty troll now.
You said you're a sweaty troll.
Yeah.
Troll.
Yeah,
So
we're divorced.
Well, you can
so
change
I'm
it back.
to Sweat.
Wait, you went back to Sweat. Okay, I was
I did.
saying,
We're
keep
divorced.
troll.
Okay, go back to Sweat.
So sorry
'Cause
for
you got-
laughing at you.
Think about it. Keith
I
Sweat.
went back to Sweat. I did.
Sweat.
I like sweat.
You're
Troll.
a sweaty troll.
Troll sounds weird.
Troll
Like,
sounds like
Shannon Sweat.
are you guys
You
trolls?
sound like a badass on a sports team. Oh, man, they got Shannon Sweat.
Yeah.
We're screwed. Shannon
Don't you
Sweat's
remember-
playing.
I like that.
Don't you guys remember the R&B singer Keith Sweat?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Twisted.
Yeah,
I remember
remake
the
show.
Twisted remake.
Yeah,
But
my mom told me that supposedly he's my cousin, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well,
Wow.
you
Get
can
some
claim
of
it
that
if you
Girl,
Keith
want.
I
Sweat
would
cash.
take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Just claim
Yep,
that.
Yep.
Shannon,
Right?
Shannon Sweat.
I'm sorry, but if I was
that.
dating somebody and they said their name was Troll, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if.
I'm going to change that.
No way I would take your name. But I
If
don't
you
think I'd
were
be with
really into the woman, you would not say, "Ooh, no, I can't
If
date
it's a
you
real
because of your
weird name.
last name."
Or just change it. Like give it a nickname.
Good
You
luck
don't
with that
care
one.
about that. Eric,
Nicknames
I'm
for your
calling.
last name,
Shannon.
though?
I did that to my wife's name.
What?
I don't call her by her real name. I call her Nagy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but first
People think
names
her name
make
is
sense.
Maggie.
You wouldn't do a nickname for your last name.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't.
Now.
Okay, we're going to Debbie next. Upgrade or downgrade when you went from maiden name to married name. Hi, Debbie. Good morning.
Hi. I had an upgrade.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
you have-
Okay. Okay. What you got?
My maiden name is Adcock, Adcock,
Oh dear.
Okay.
and I
Adcock.
went to Cash. I
Ooh.
went to Cash.
Cash is cool.
Debbie Cash.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, how fast did you change that name? When you got engaged, you're like, I'm already changing it now. You're like, yes.
Yeah, I did that.
How many years have you been married, Debbie?
I was married over 27 years, and he passed away.
I'm sorry about that.
And thank you.
I have 27.
But well, thank you. Next year I'll be 50.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And he left you with a great name.
Yeah, he did.
Any relation
Yeah.
to Johnny, the man in black?
Actually, his name was John.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you're married to John Cash.
So when you ask for reservations,
Wow.
Johnny Cash for 2, please. And they're like,
Well, he was named before Johnny Cash became famous.
He had
but
the
for
name
his
first.
Right. His two grandfathers were John and Howard.
Howard Cash. Yeah. You always wonder about, like, do you have a name and then somebody does something in this
And
world?
they get famous
Like
and they
Jeffrey
got the
Dahmer.
same name.
Well, how many
last
people
name?
call our show? We
Oh,
say we
yeah.
have a famous name. We have a Julie Roberts listens to our show. Jessica Biel listens to our
At least
show.
they're
Jennifer
famous.
Lopez listens to our show.
Infamous or something where you're like,
Oh, but if they're like scary, like,
Or
like a
Monica
serial
killers.
killer?
or even Monica Lewinsky back in the day, just normal name.
Well,
all
I
of a
mean,
sudden,
if
when they
you-
hear that, they think is stuff that went
If you've
down.
got a last name where somebody's
Went down.
horrible, like a Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that, you change the name. Like I
Why
don't
should
know.
I change it? He's the one who sucks.
Well, guess what?
It's
That's
true.
unlikable. That's
There's
all
only
there-
another
there
bad
were-
guy,
We
though,
can't
Eric.
change his
There
name,
were
though.
after World War II, there were 3 Hitlers left, and they all changed their last name.
104.1.
KRBE is back to the Roula and Ryan Show.
104.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. Hired or undesired?
Yeah.
That is where you tell us the story of an interview that wasn't so seamless.
That didn't go the way you thought.
It wasn't uneventful. Something happened. Based on what happened, we're going to guess, did you get that job or not?
And this is one game you can play while you're, at
Yeah.
work or driving. You can play along and try and guess as well.
The last time we did this, there was one instance where the person, we thought there's no way you got that job. The person was offered the job, but was too ashamed to take it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about
Because
that.
she moved her pants.
Yeah.
Alexis is up first. Say hello, Alexis.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Good. I'm actually dropping off baby right now.
Do you want us to come back
Do
to
you
you?
come right back to you?
Yeah.
I can come right back to you. Let you do that. Just
Okay.
stay on hold and do your thing.
We'll take
I'm
a
put you on
couple-
hold. I'll go to Emily and then I'll come back to you. Hold on. I know how that is. The exchange. Like, of course, y'all got me on right
Kids
at the
come
exchange.
first. You got to
All right,
prioritize.
Emily. Hi. Welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Hired or Undesired. Tell us your odd interview story, but don't give enough details where it's obvious. Let us guess what the answer is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was 21 years old, living in New York City, and I really needed a job as a waitress, but I had no waitressing experience. So I lied on my resume that I had worked at a restaurant in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So I was at the interview, and she was like, oh, my gosh, I used to work at this restaurant, too. It gets worse.
Oh,
It
no.
gets worse. And she's like, what did you think about the fire? I had no idea the restaurant had burned down. And she was like, wait, you worked here? I worked here at the same time based on the dates that you worked at this restaurant.
Oh, no.
She's like, I never saw you. When did you work? And I was like, oh, I was really part-time. Granted, y'all, this was like a super small local restaurant.
Oh, God.
You would know everybody.
You would know
everyone.
I was like breaking out in hives. It was so embarrassing.
Okay. Is that that's the end of the story? That's the end of the
That's probably
interview?
enough that we could.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna just put her down so she doesn't.
As a boss, I would know she's lying and I wouldn't hire her.
Well, the lying part is what's going to get you not hired. Whether they want to train you or not is a different story.
Or maybe
but
she told her sob story.
She lied.
Like, we're both from Texas. I'm just trying to make it in the big city.
Because she didn't
Well,
tell
they
us
know
that
she
she
lied.
cracked and said, I'm lying to you.
Yeah, but because you're so
Right.
desperate to have a job in the big city of New York.
And she's like, "Oh, you're from that.
You're
city,
from that same area?
or that town,
You have
and
a
now
bond."
you're here. Yeah, you have a bond." I'm saying she got hired.
Me too.
Yeah, got hired because she played it off. She's kind of like, oh yeah, there's some real part time, like once a month.
Roula, what do you think? Hired or not?
No, I want to say not hired, but you always need servers. I don't know.
But you want a liar.
I'll go
I'm saying
unhired just to go up. I'm going to go unhired.
I'm with you. So Roula and I say did not get the job.
Yeah,
Here we go.
3 yeses, 2 no's. So Emily, did you get the job or not?
I never heard from them again.
Yeah. She sniffed out your lies. It was like, there's no way you were
Did you ever call back?
part-time.
Like, did you call or just nothing?
I wish that I would have just like fessed up and been like, oh man, I really need the job. I'm sorry. But I went with the lie until the very end.
Oh, you stuck.
Yeah, and she saw through that. So
Stuck
she's
with
like,
it.
nah,
And
this girl
I could
lies.
never go back and eat there again because I was afraid they would see my face.
God.
There's the liar.
I'd be nervous.
And you
too.
did get a job though eventually.
Yes, as a waitress.
Nice.
Oh.
And were you any good at it?
Kind of. I was cute enough to where they kept me on staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're
Nice.
what?
She's cute enough.
Oh,
Kept her on staff.
never had that. I don't know what that would be like.
No.
It was that cigarette.
Nobody's ever said, you know, Eric, you're not the best in radio, but you're cute. So,
So come on in.
come on in.
Emily, thank you so much for sharing that story. And the lesson is do not lie. I mean, of course, but what are the odds? What are the odds the person in New York worked at
Maybe
that
she
same
did.
restaurant
Maybe
at the
she was
same
just saying
time?
that.
Like 1 in
because she
16
sniffed
million.
No, I think that interviewer really did work at that restaurant because she knew about this fire that Emily didn't know about. I mean, when you meet somebody, when I lived in the East Coast and I met somebody from Texas in general, not even Houston, I'd be like, you automatically like, oh my God,
Yeah.
do you know so-and-so? Do you know this? Have you been to the Houston Rodeo? Tell them about the Houston Rodeo. It's crazy. And then they're like, I don't.
yeah.
It's the horses are there.
You're like, oh,
And you're like,
no.
It's really big.
You're like, that's not what that is. Anyway, okay, we're back to Alexis. Alexis, are you good right now? Did you do the drop off with the baby?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
good. It's Hired or Undesired here on the Roula and Ryan Show. You're telling us a story about your interview, and based on what happened in the interview, we're going to guess in the room, did you get hired for the job or not? Tell us your story,
Okay.
Alexis.
So I was applying in November 2021 as a fresh out of nursing school, registered nurse. And I had told my manager the entire COVID story of what happened from the first semester of COVID to like the very end. I told her all my patients were simulation patients, all online module patients. I was like, I have not seen an actual patient, a sick patient at that, because every family would reject us and not want us in the room as extra exposure. So I was like, I know nothing, and you are going to get me as I know nothing, just straight off the book.
So you came right out with it in your interview saying, I have never actually treated a real human before as a nurse.
I would think
We needed
nobody
nurses.
would
we were we were so understaffed during the pandemic.
I'm going to say you got hired because they needed you, and you were just have to just
I
get
agree
up
with Roula.
in there.
I do too.
And you're
Hired.
being honest
Yeah.
about it. You're saying up front. Here's
Are
what
we
it is.
unanimous?
Yep.
It's hired?
Yeah, hired.
Okay,
Hired.
Alexis, we think you got hired. Did you get hired?
Yes.
Yeah.
She told me in the interview.
At least
She told
you
me-
said.
She told me in the interview, we'll teach you everything. You're going to come in knowing everything, and it's already been 2 years, and they have taught me the most.
You learn more there.
Hands on.
I'd rather hire somebody like in this job that's willing to learn and has promise than somebody that's already set in their ways.
Eric wants to mold you.
Yeah.
Yes,
you also
mold
want
you
that
to fit the show. And,
you want
and
that hunger also.
Yeah, you want somebody that already has their thing, and then they won't change.
Yeah.
Square peg
Alexis, I'm
and a
glad
round
that
hole
you're
type thing.
succeeding as a nurse. Thank you so much for listening to the Roula and Ryan Show. Sydney is up next. Hired or undesired. Tell us about a job interview gone wrong. We'll guess if you got the job or not. Hi, Sydney.
Hi.
I'm very proud of myself for saying that easily.
Now you got to say it again.
That's the word that I have a problem with. Okay, so tell us what happened in your interview, but don't give us enough details that it makes it obvious that we can guess the answer.
Okay, so back in '99, car accident, I lost some teeth. I had to get fake teeth. The night before my interview in 2007, my son jumped on my head and broke one of the teeth out.
Oh, no.
So I super glued it in my mouth. And because I did not want to go to an interview with a tooth missing.
I would not recommend that. Super glue in your mouth.
Well, I didn't need it. I just thought I'd try it.
Yeah.
During the interview, she asked me some questions, and I was getting ready to start talking, and the tooth started moving.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Which tooth position is it? Front tooth or like one of the front four?
It's one of the front four.
So it's visible. So
man.
Yeah.
Okay, so it starts to move.
When it moved, I stopped talking. And with all of her questions, I just started nodding my head, either yes or no, because I was so afraid to talk.
Why am I also nodding my head now?
Because you don't want your tooth to fall out.
I think you're going to stop there and let us guess, or do we need to know anything else?
Or did it fall out while did you talk?
I'm going to stop there and let you go.
Okay.
I'm going to say no, because body language and communication is everything in an interview. And if all of a sudden she shut down and just like was nodding, the interviewer later was like, I don't know, I had this crazy lady in my office. She could not. She can't answer me in the interview. How's she going to talk to our customers?
Well, what kind of job
she
was
didn't
it?
say what kind it was.
What kind of job was it?
It was a customer service job with an airplane.
With an airplane.
Okay, I'm going not hired. What do y'all think?
I'm going to say hired.
All right. I say not.
Oh, man, this is hard.
Maybe they thought she was a good listener.
The nodding.
Yeah, but it's an interview. You're supposed to talk.
There's an exchange
Could have warned you
there.
about the super glue. It lasts about 8 hours and then your tooth falls out.
Because Ryan had to glue his tooth back in after my wedding.
I knocked my tooth out.
He put it in backwards.
Not because he was like going ham at the wedding. It was just because he can't walk.
So we've got two unhired, one hired. What do you think, Kevin and Ryan? What do y'all think?
Hired.
Okay, Ryan, what do you say?
Hired.
So 3 hireds, 2 unhireds. Sydney, did you get that job?
I did get the job.
Yeah.